Hello, welcome back to a new episode. Once more today we are looking at Hcmc. Today is clearly Sunday, tomorrow will be Monday. I haven't given you guys an update on Hcmc for a few days. The reason for that is simple. Obviously we have seen a little bit of upwards momentum in Hcmc and we have had that update regarding the lawsuit, but you guys will know I don't like to keep you any longer than necessary, so I thought what I would do, instead of giving you short and irrelevant updates every single day, I would cram it all into one Sunday episode and we will look at everything which I wanted to cover with you guys in one short and simple video. So all of that is coming up today. Again, we will be uploading more on Hcmc very soon whenever there is something to update you on, whether it's technical analysis or another fundamental analysis, which I said that we will do soon, and we definitely will. This is a place to hear it. Make sure to subscribe to not miss that. Also remember, this is nothing more than my personal opinion. I am no legal expert and I am definitely not a financial advisor either. So yes, this is just my personal opinion. There are lawyers on YouTube who explain this very well, and if you have not watched a lawyer on YouTube, I definitely do recommend it because he does explain everything in a terrific level, which is easy for everybody to understand. You can follow me on Twitter at N2SFinance, I would appreciate it, and now we are just going to jump into the video. So we're going to start off actually looking at what we have seen in the past week or so with Hcmc. So first things first, Friday we had that Pacer Monitor update, which I'm sure you guys will remember. We can easily go and find that on Pacer Monitor, and I'm definitely not going to go into too much detail with you guys on this for many reasons. The first of which is simply because that lawyer on YouTube is going into this in very good detail. I think that does kind of explain it a lot better than I definitely could. I think for that reason you should give him a watch, if you do want more in-depth information regarding that. But basically what we had on Friday is we had an update regarding the lawsuit, as I'm sure a lot of you guys will know. Now what it was is we had Hcmc speaking about the fact that they actually amended their claim. If you guys will remember, and I will find it on Pacer Monitor right now, we actually had that update regarding Hcmc and the lawsuit, in the sense that the lawsuit kind of got put on hold, in the sense that the judge actually granted the motion to dismiss, but obviously it wasn't as it necessarily seemed, as there was 14 days to file a motion to leave or a further amended claim. Now fortunately Hcmc did further amend that claim, and they said that they would, so it came in late on Friday night. It was good information, and so far it does look good to me, in the sense that yes, we could say this is just another small step in the lawsuit, but first things first, it keeps Hcmc in the game, which is obviously guaranteed to be good because we do want them to remain in this lawsuit, so that's a good sign in the first place. And second thing as well, it just shows that we do have that potential going forwards, and some people, like I said in a previous episode, do think that this is all part of a strategy from Hcmc's lawsuit, Cozen O'Connor. Other people think it was a mess up on their side that we even got this far and the motion to leave, or the motion to dismiss rather, was granted, but obviously it didn't matter in the long run, as right now we do have this being granted so far, and Hcmc do remain in the case. Now, first thing to note off that, in my opinion, this is not necessarily the biggest step. Yes, it keeps them in the game, which I mentioned is fantastic, but it doesn't mean that everything's going to go very swiftly from here. We still do have some time, and the lawsuit, in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, is still something which is going to take a while to unravel, so that doesn't really matter. I think most of us did know that, but yes, we do still have it to look forward to. I think that is fantastic. Again, if you want to have a look on these documents, you can have a look by yourself, or you can have a look at what the lawyer did go on to explain on YouTube. He gave a fantastic description and made it easy for everybody to understand. But what I really want to focus on in this video is some of my thoughts and opinions going into next week, because I think next week will be a good one. But we do actually have an update on Reddit r/Hcmc stock, which is DD by user MDG1775, who goes on to speak about the filing on Friday. So Hcmc indeed filed an amended complaint, and that was under this rule. We can see on Pacer Monitor system prior to Friday's deadline, which is good, so they got it in there. If you are an advocate of Hcmc, an investor or a fan, or somebody who's just watching the fight, this is going to be good for you. Some highlights which this person did go on to outline is that PM's allegations about Hcmc stock going up, specifically driven by the filing of the lawsuit. Hcmc points out that the allegation by PM is false. The stock remained under the radar for quite a while, and this is several months after the filing of the lawsuit, so that shows that that was not necessarily because of it. And going off that, PM has widely accusatory and inflammatory allegations. So we can see this is a pretty big deal, you know, that the fact that they think this is a case, it doesn't necessarily matter, and bear in mind, this is only this person's opinion, so do take it as nothing more than their opinion as well, but I do think it is pretty good DD, and a pretty good thing to think about when we are looking at the suit. Anyway, we go on to read that Hcmc called them out for being just that, theatre. In fact, Hcmc has included a statement from their CFO, who is required by the SEC and GAAP practices that state Hcmc followed and will continue to follow the rules. So they are definitely playing legit according to this article and according to what we have heard from those most recently. Testimony from Michael J. Diabold, I think that is. He is a PhD expert in scientific witnesses. He basically has been an expert witness on several cases before, and has a quick search of his Google name will bring LinkedIn profile, which shows that he is a very good person in this field and that he is very credible as well. So that is good, and it will also be up to the jury to decide which side is more credible as well. That is something that we did know, but there we go. We have his opinion showing what he personally believes. The doctor stuck to facts and provided the lowest basic requirement for infringement in his statement, which is good. We can see a bit more info down here, and going down a bit further, we can see Hcmc asks for royalties, consideration for the money PM has made off the IQOS system device, acknowledging that that is a moneymaker for PM, Philip Morris, and Hcmc has been excluded from this money collected. Billions of dollars. That's about 20% of Philip Morris's revenue this year. So in summary, this person has outlined 4 major things to focus on. The first one is the submitted response on time. So yes, we do have it now. That's fantastic. We can continue with the case. Great news. It's exactly what we wanted. Going down a bit further, we can see, forget about the grandstanding of PM. They do this type of thing every lawsuit and attack the patent. Now, this is something which I have said in many videos before. You guys will know this is very true. Sometimes we are seeing these tactics being played out. PM, Philip Morris, they have had enough lawsuits, they have tactics, and they don't always work. People think Philip Morris is a big boy in the space and they cannot lose. Well, apparently they can. They can lose, and they have lost in the past. So when you see things like this, when you see these tactics and think, oh well, Hcmc is going to lose, not necessarily the case. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to lose this lawsuit. The third point is, Hcmc is doing the right things as a publicly traded company. What more could you want from this business? I've said this before, from a fundamental level, I do believe this person is speaking about the lawsuit, but as I have said in our fundamental analysis videos before, Hcmc as a company, they do seem pretty true and pretty honest, and that is really good. I think it is going to help them both with investors and hopefully in the lawsuit as well. I think really they are playing this game as well as they possibly can. I think that should hopefully shine through in the long run. And the fourth thing is looking at the science and talking about if PM or Hcmc has a legal standing in this matter. We're waiting for the science to do this, and obviously the science will speak for itself. If combustion is happening, then it is, and obviously that would potentially point to Hcmc having a very strong and reputable case. And you know what, guys, that is what we're waiting on now. The science will do the speaking, and we'll see what the jury does decide. But one thing now that I want to focus on is something from Friday, and it is coming from StockTwist. You guys will remember that we have previously looked at user Donny1975, and he has posted on the 6th, which was Friday, I do believe. He has posted about 6 million buys today. This is the largest 614 day on record. Let's have a look at those buy figures that we are seeing down there. We'll get rid of this advert, and you can see things a bit more clearly. We can see the size of orders that were going through on Friday. They were substantially larger than what we usually see. I think this is good. This person did go on to conclude, like I said, that's the largest 614 day on record, and overall this does matter. It shows that we are having more and more buys into Hcmc, which is in anticipation of good news around the lawsuit, and actually we did get the good news around the lawsuit. So we're not going to focus too much in this video on technical analysis, but I'm going to give you a quick look at my opinions regarding the price and what I think will happen to Hcmc in the next week. And to do this, I am going to start off by zooming us out to the 5-day, if not the 1-month chart, because on here we can see the patterns that we have noticed in the past month with HMC, and we did see drops all the way down here to the 0.0005 range, if not the 0.0006 range. At that point, people were quite worried. This was when we had the motion to deny being granted, or the motion to dismiss rather, and people thought that was it over. Now, the smart people from there saw HMC at the 0006 level or the 0005 or whatever level it was, and a lot of people thought, actually, this is a sale on a company which I do like the look of. A lot of people bought into it. We had a few decent sized buys, and obviously that has brought the price up to these levels up here, where we ultimately finish off the week on 0.0009. So bear in mind, we are literally 0.0001 away from being in the the double zeros again, should I say, which is fantastic. So if we can get back up there in this next week, which by the way I personally do believe we can, I think that would be good. Now, one thing that I do believe that we could see going forwards into next week, and again it's just my personal opinion, but I think we do now have the potential to see a support level higher than what we have previously seen. Because one thing that I have said before, we have seen both a support and a resistance at the 0.010 level for HMC. We have sat above the 0.01 level before, and actually we have had difficulty breaking past that at some points in the past as well. So I think now we do have the potential to sit there for sure if we do get those buys continuing to grow into the next week. So that definitely could be something that we could hit at a very low estimate in my opinion. But I think also with this good news, the fact that we saw that sheer increase in the past week was good. I think now we could see a bigger increase this week as we actually have had the news rather than just the anticipation. I think that could help us to see a larger rise in price. So I think it is possible that we could see a support now potentially, and it is only speculation, at the 0.0011 range or higher in my personal opinion. It does depend if we can bounce off 0.0009 and up to 0.0010 in the next week. Again, I think that we definitely can, and I will be giving you guys technical analysis periodically through the week, giving my opinions on it. But I think now we do have the potential to see HMC rise a bit higher, as we have kind of shaken off a few of those paper hands, as people do like to say, and now we have a lot of people who are feeling a lot more strong, and a lot of people who are more convicted to stay in their positions for the long term, and people who are a lot more educated. Because what we saw at the beginning of HMC, everybody was buying this stock. Not everybody knew what was going on with the company, not everybody knew how long it would take, and some people really got a bit annoyed when we had all of these delays and all of these negative things, as some people have seen them, regarding like a drop in price and things like that. Some people saw this as a really bad thing, but again, a lot of us also realised how strong HMC as a company is, and saw all of these dips as opportunities to load up. Tell me your opinions down below, I do want to hear them, but remember, this was only mine and it was not financial advice. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.